This clip is brought to you by VegasWinners.com. Get expert sports betting advice from some of the best handicappers in the world. Head on over to VegasWinners.com and win yourself some money.
29th, boy, things really start to heat up. Before we play, we'll go ahead and do it. Dusty and Baby Doll are going to come out and say a few things, and then we're going to hear maybe a response from Arn, Tully, and JJ. Let's take a listen.
Top stars of the world of wrestling are here on World Championship Wrestling. As we told you a little bit later on in the program, we're going to give you some information on the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. We're cooking today. Here they are, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Baby Doll.
You know what? You're going to have to call somebody. I'm getting ready to pitch a fit is what I'm going to do out here today. I have seen more great wrestling today. David Crockett has to be at his best today in commentating the great wrestling going on out here. Let me tell you another thing. I want to go on record right now in the USA Today newspaper. Somebody was talking about professional wrestling and talking about why, for instance, Dusty Rhodes is not in an NFL camp. Well, brother, I make more money per year than 95% of the quarterbacks in the National Football League. That's a good reason. I drive 3 Mercedes-Benz. That's another good reason. I got a house in Los Angeles, California, one in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a fancy hotel apartment in New Orleans. I have thrilled women from shore to shore until God came along and settled me down. I have rode the wildest horses throughout this country to a standstill. I have looked the devil in the face on many occasions and spit in his eye. I have bit the head off of rattlesnakes, and you telling me that Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and Ric Flair are going to stand on the same ground that Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream is, break my leg or whatever and get away with it? It ain't going to happen. Steal my belts, it ain't going to happen. You can have my silver-studded saddle, boy, but you can't have my soul today. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell a Texan, but you can't tell him much. So this thing I got in my hand right here, you see this? Right here, Wahoo McDaniel got an Indian strap. And Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, you get to know this thing real well, because your noggin's going to be shining when I put it on your head. You understand? And dog, you tell him like it's going to be.
No, Arn Anderson, we're told who you were next. And you know what? I have been outside the ring when you have begged for mercy because of what this man has done to you, because you are next. And it doesn't matter what happens in New Orleans, because we do have a title shot, even though, Arn, we do have you about a week ahead of time. And Dusty, you know, you said you were going to break his leg. Why didn't you just break his jaw so he can't come out here and mouth off anymore?
Arn Anderson, Baby Doll, want your jaw broke? Consider it done, mama.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Baby Doll. We have more action. Don't go away.
We're going to come back and we're going to listen to your promo with the other two horsemen. But God, man, how great was Dusty when he's talking about, you can tell a Texan, but not much. Just some of those little one-liners were great. And then he had the cowbell. That's great classic stuff, man.
I will Monday morning quarterback this one a little bit.
Let's do it.
Seeing what I just heard, that's not a thing. Hearing what I just heard. If I was going to get the very, very most out of that, it was excellent. I would have had Baby Doll do her spiel first. Dusty comes in and does that exact promo, which if anybody else would have done that promo, the audience would have turned on him. It's a pretty cocky promo, but it was so entertaining. And that's how I would have closed the show. I don't know if that was the last thing on the show.
Oh, no, we're coming back and we're going to hear you right here. Let's take a listen.
Now this update on April 19th in the Superdome in New Orleans. As you know, the one-day tag team tournament for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. 24 of the greatest tag teams in the world will be there. Also, as you know, Ric Flair defends the NWA World Heavyweight title on that night against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Well, this news comes from Bill Watts and all of our friends at the Universal Wrestling Federation. That night, North American heavyweight title match, no disqualification, as the champion Hacksaw Jim Duggan defends against Dick Slater. That event will be also during the night session, as well that world heavyweight title match. And the night session starts at 7:30, of course. Afternoon session at 2:30 with all the greatest wrestlers in the world. And that's all part of the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Here's a team seated number 4, and certainly one of the favorites to win the $1 million purse.
You know, Tony Schiavone, I was listening to Dusty Rhodes. No man alive can talk better about himself than Dusty Rhodes. My hat comes off to you, because you are, my friend, the baddest of the bad. You bite rattlesnakes' hands off and all those things. But you know, Dusty Rhodes, I'm the man that put you down 1, 2, 3. So what does that make me? That makes me better than the baddest. So Dusty Rhodes, you think about that. Every night you go to sleep, and every morning, every time you look at your kids, you think about that, because I'm better than you, and I'm better than you will ever think about being. Let me tell you something. I've had to sit back here today and listen to a lot of things being said. Because Watley's got something to say that I want to listen to. But when I got to sit back here and listen to Baby Doll come out here giving people orders, it's enough to make me sick to my stomach. Now, she's not at home with her Cabbage Doll collection and Sam Houston and Jimmy Vade and some of Dusty's cronies sitting around her saying, Sammy, put this dress on this Cabbage Patch doll and do this to that one and change that diaper. Hey, this is not a tackling dummy at practice. We're into the real thing. We're into what's happening. And when you talk about the world television champion, Baby Doll, and you tell the American Dream you want him to bust his jaw, this man is going to feed back to you, Mr. American Dream, everything you want to give him and a whole lot more. Tony Schiavone, no woman alive threatens me. Where I come from, the women either make dinner or make babies. You understand, Baby Doll? So don't come out here, Dusty Rhodes. Take your skirt off, put your pants back on. If that's your situation, you run it. You understand? But the issue at hand, bull rope and strap matching. You want to tie us up? You and the big chief? Fine, tie us up. We're going to show you what endurance is all about. And Pez Watley, since you finally become a man, since you've turned into a man, maybe you'll have the distinct pleasure way on down the road of having a cocktail with the Four Horsemen. Because trust me, this is what's happening along with our cousin, the world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. Dusty Rhodes, make no mistake, when you're on the hit list of the Three Horsemen, eventually you're going to be back in a cast, period.
Two of the Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and, of course, Gene.
You're going to be back in the cast, period. I think that pretty well says it right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is real, but we not only got a handicapper, but we got the best ever. How are you so good at handicapping these games? I mean, 4-0, that's quite a streak already.
Well, let's talk about every pick I've given this year in the NFL as an example. 23-8. Every pick I've given this year. 4 weeks in the bag, 23-8. There's nobody in the country that can match what I do, but I always make sure, because anybody, Conrad, could make up anything. They could tell you and blow smoke and tell you, oh, I'm the greatest. But I am independently monitored and documented, so nobody could ever question what I say and go, I don't believe it. I send every pick to an independent monitoring and documentation service that has to get the pick before the game goes off and then publishes it after the game goes off so anybody can see what I gave. But this is the best start I've ever had. I've never been this good to start a season. You don't win every week, 4 weeks in a row, everything you put out. It's been the kind of year I've had. So get on a hot streak, because when a guy's on a hot streak like me, you want to ride it. I've always had a talent for picking winners. Never quite as hot as I am right now, but I've always been very good at it. And I think it's because I do more homework than anybody else. The average guy or gal watching this podcast, they don't have time. They have a career. They have jobs. They might read the newspaper or go online and see something, but they don't have time 80 hours a week to study the games. That's what I do. And I have a crew of guys behind me, my consultants, who every week we get together 3 times a week and they throw their ideas at me. I throw my ideas at them. And then I pick the final 5 plays on Saturday and Sunday in college and pro football. So, I mean, I've got a great team behind me too, but we're all doing together hundreds of hours of homework. So you don't have to. It's all at vegaswinners.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to VegasWinners.com right now. Let's win some money.
I still put Dusty's promo on last.
Yeah.
But you notice what Tully did, which was out of character? He put him over. That promo about taming the wild horses and all that. You go back and listen to that. That was all over the place in a good way.
Yeah.
It was the greatest put over of yourself that I've heard lately. And it just felt good. It was Dusty on a roll. There was nobody better, make no mistake. And those, maybe ever. But when he got on a roll and talking about himself, nobody was better, buddy. He covered everything you could ever imagine. And coming from him, that's why they adored him. It was just pure entertainment.
And by the way, it's all going somewhere. That night, you're going to hit up the Greensboro Coliseum. 12,339 fans are going to see Dusty Rhodes with Baby Doll, team with Wahoo McDaniel, to take on the national heavyweight champion Tully Blanchard and the television champion Arn Anderson in a no DQ, no time limit, leather strap, Texas bull rope match. McDaniel's going to pin Anderson in 6 minutes and 36 seconds following a standing elbow from Rhodes. And then after the match, JJ interfered, which allowed McDaniel to be double teamed until Rhodes cleared the ring with the bull rope. And, man, you're doing big stuff the next night. Very similar fashion at the Omni. Not nearly as many fans, though. 5,300. It's Dusty and Wahoo taking on Arn and Tully in a chain strap match. What do you prefer? A chain strap match or a leather strap / Texas bull rope match? To me, as someone who's never even been inside a wrestling ring, I want no part of the chain. What say you?
I'll tell you what, Sammy, there needs to be a third option. And how about the night off?
Yeah, I would like that.
Because no good can come from being in either one of those matches.
Totally agree.
You can slip up and have that chain, whip wrong or have its own mind and bend wrong or whatever. I mean, all it takes is to get hit in the top of the head with that thing and you are laced wide open. That strap of Wahoo's, man, he would hit you across the chest or hit you across the back and make you bleed. That was their specialty. Like Dusty was a bull rope, Wahoo was the Indian strap match. And pretty much 99.9% of the time, if you crawled in the ring with them in their match, you were going to take the brunt of it. And the audience knew that as well. So it was payday for the audience. And just about 100% of the time, I prefer to have a wrestling match.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.